All right, it's time for a little tough love right out of the gate. You really need to stop treating AI like a toy. Seriously, way too many people are out there generating neat little images, spinning up quirky websites just to show off to their friends, and somehow feeling productive about it. But look, that is playing in the kiddie pool. If you actually want to scale your business, totally buy back your time, and generate serious revenue, you need a massive fundamental shift in how you operate. So welcome to this explainer. Today, we are walking through the exact AI blueprint to take this amazing technology from a fun novelty to a relentless 24/7 workforce. Let's get right into it.
So here is our roadmap for today. We're going to systemize your business from top to bottom. First, we're shifting our mindset completely away from that toy AI concept. Then, we'll diagnose your true business bottleneck, automate your sales, scale up your delivery, learn how to delegate without losing your unique creative fingerprint, and finally, I'm going to show you the exact method to literally replace yourself.
Section 1. AI is not a toy. Okay, let's dive into this. Because this is absolutely the first major paradigm shift you've got to make to understand what highly successful founders are actually doing with artificial intelligence right now. Think about the stark difference between these two mindsets. You've got toy AI, right? This is the stuff that gives you that quick, cheap dopamine hit. It's building a fancy new dashboard or a flashy little app just because it looks cool. It makes you feel good, sure, but let's be honest, it's not actually moving the needle. But then you have work AI. This is what the wealthy are doing. They are putting AI to real work on real problems. Work AI is actively selling for you. It's delivering your services. It is running the business 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. It takes over the heavy, tedious work you've probably been avoiding, and most importantly, it's doing the work that actually makes you money and buys back your precious time. Moving on to Section 2, finding your business bottleneck. Pointing AI at the problem. Look, before you run out and upgrade every single software subscription you own or buy a dozen new AI tools, you have to diagnose your business. You must point the AI at your single most important problem first.
Every single business, yours included, runs on a very specific chain. First, attention. Do people even know you exist? Second, leads. Do they actually like what you have and give you their contact info? Third, sales. That actual conversation to purchase. Fourth, delivery, fulfilling the promise of whatever they just bought. And finally, retention. Do they stick around? Your job right now is to look at this entire flow and locate exactly where your revenue is getting stuck. Like, where is the money literally leaking out? For a lot of folks, it's right at the beginning, just not enough attention or leads. But you have to find your specific broken link.
To find that broken link, you've got to ask yourself this one critical question. If I 10x'd this specific stage tomorrow, would my revenue actually go up, or would it just create a massive new bottleneck? Think about Omar. He's the founder of a company called Your Atlas. After his company got featured in a video, he was absolutely flooded with calls and bookings. I mean, he just couldn't stay on top of it. Now, he didn't just randomly go out and buy AI tools for customer success or development. He looked at the problem, realized his bottleneck was handling this huge overflow of inbound interest, and actually used his own AI tool to solve it. Find your block and then point the AI right at it.
Section 3. Automating your sales engine. AI feels no rejection. Now, what's really interesting about this is if your bottleneck is at the top of the funnel, getting those leads and closing deals, AI is fundamentally built to solve this because it lacks one very specific human trait.
AI literally does not feel rejection. It doesn't get burnt out. We humans get exhausted in sales because, well, rejection hurts. AI genuinely does not care, which means it can execute all your sales tasks 10 times faster than a human ever could. Let's rapid fire through this because it's amazing. Prospecting. AI tools like Manus or Apex can just scrape socials and build massive lead lists constantly. Qualifying. AI filters out the tire kickers by analyzing data signals, or it even runs social DM conversations using tools like Revio. Pitching. It can look at a buyer's past messages, their current situation, and draft these wildly hyper-personalized pitches. Follow-up is handled by completely automated triggered email sequences. And upsells. AI, like a tool called Latch, can actually analyze your current customer base to figure out who is ready for a renewal or an upgrade. And we all know it's like 7 times easier to sell to an existing customer, right? With AI handling all of that heavy lifting, the founder just steps in at the very end to close the warm deal. All right, Section 4, scaling your delivery. No capacity limits. So, okay, you've automated your sales engine, the deals are rolling in and closing. But now we hit the next link in the chain. This is where businesses usually drown. Delivery. Humans inevitably hit capacity limits, but AI doesn't need sleep. and it definitely never talks back.
Let me share this really fascinating case study from an internship program called Young Guns. They hired a whole bunch of people all at once and immediately got completely bottlenecked trying to onboard everyone. So what did they do? They defaulted to AI first. They had the AI create a first draft of a 14-day zero-to-hero onboarding plan. Now, was it perfect right out of the gate? No, of course not. They had to massage it a bit. But once they implemented it, that bottleneck completely vanished. It got these young interns ready to hit the ground running like seasoned pros, basically compensating for their lack of life experience. This just proves the immense value of training yourself and your whole team to always consult AI for a first draft before starting absolutely anything from scratch.
Section 5. The 10-80-10 rule, keeping your fingerprint. I know exactly what some of you are thinking right now, especially if you're an expert or a highly creative person. There is a real fear here. You're thinking, man, if AI does the work, I'm going to lose my fingerprint, my unique touch. And that is exactly why we use this specific delegation framework.
Here's how you break it down. Think of the first 10% as ideation, and that is entirely human. That's you opening a chat, bringing your deep domain expertise, bouncing concepts around, and, most importantly, setting the definition of done. You are literally negotiating with the AI on what success looks like. Then comes the massive middle chunk, the 80% execution. That is all AI. This is the heavy lifting. It's building the dashboard, writing the code, drafting the content. You can even tell the AI to self-check its own work against your original definition of done. And finally, the last 10% is integration. This is human again. This is where you step back in, add your strategic advice, apply your personal touch, and ensure it looks and feels exactly right. The AI did the 80% heavy lifting, but your creative fingerprint remains completely intact.
So, we have AI selling, we have AI delivering, we have a rock-solid framework for delegation. But I really need you to look in the mirror right now because there is one final, incredibly expensive bottleneck left in your business. Do you know what it is? Well, it's you.
Scaling your business is making yourself less necessary every quarter. That is a heavy-hitting truth right there. If you don't learn how to use AI to do the work, eventually someone else is going to build an AI that simply takes your job. People aren't getting rich right now by doing more. They're getting rich by doing less. Consider this. A company recently shut down all of their operations for 2 straight days just to run an internal AI hackathon. The founder put his employees into teams and basically challenged them to build tools that would literally replace their own daily tasks. And the result? They came back 10 times more productive because they fully automated the mundane work they didn't want to do anyway. They made themselves less necessary in the weeds so they could actually focus on higher-level growth.
Section 6. The camcorder method. Replace yourself. And this brilliantly illustrates our final concept. How do you actually go about replacing yourself? I'm going to share a brain-dead simple process to hand your work over to an AI. It's called the camcorder method. Step 1. Open a solo Zoom session, share your screen, and just do whatever task you normally do while talking out loud. The AI can actually take snapshots of your screen to gather context. Step 2. Get the transcription of that recording. Step 3. Feed that exact transcription and context directly into your AI. And Step 4. Iterate. You want to run through this process at least 3 meaningful times, because eventually the AI is going to find the pattern in your specific process. It will learn exactly how you think, how you execute, and it will be completely able to take over that middle 80% we just talked about. You can use this for finance, hiring, daily follow-ups, literally any business task that is currently sitting heavy on your shoulders. 18. That is the exact number of months this window of opportunity is going to remain wide open. If you move first, like right now, you aren't just going to compete with the rest of your industry, you will completely lap them. And you do not have to be some tech wizard, you just need to activate. Get this, one founder completely automated his sales process for his $700 a month subscriptions. He had his human team running calls, but then he ran an AI in parallel, basically taking the exact same calls. Eventually, the AI got better than the humans, so he flipped the switch, let the AI handle the sales entirely, and redeployed his human team to do much more important strategic work. That is the reality of this 18-month window. So I'm going to leave you with this final, absolutely critical question. What is the very first task you are going to let AI take over today? Like, what have you been putting off? What is bogging you down right now? You have to be willing to break things, be a little crazy in how you think about your workflows, and most importantly, step out of the way of your own business growth. Take this blueprint, find your bottleneck, and put AI to real work. Thank you so much for joining me on this explainer, and I will see you next time.